Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are going to do a inventory system today. We're going to try. I've never done this before, uh, but I thought, oh, this sounds like something that would be quite useful to do. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to pull up my see if I can watch myself stream here, so I don't miss any of your comments. There we go. Hello, everybody. Okay, let's get going on this. So again, I have no idea what the best way is to do this. I can imagine some things. So my thought is inventory will be a combination of virtual and real objects. So when you pick up an object, it will not exist anymore in a normal way. It'll now belong to like an array, and then it can be brought out of that array and then brought back into the real world. So like, let's imagine we had a rock. We pick up the rock, it now disappears from the game and now enters the inventory, and then I can take it out of the inventory and then it would go back into the game space. So that's probably the goal for the day, which is basically just going to be pick up a rock, it belongs to the inventory, and then we can bring it out. Then there's a lot more things that I obviously want to do other than that, but that's a good place to start. So let's try to get a rock to out and then get it back in. So we'll call it inventory system. And let's save this in my GitHub folder here. And there we go. Okay. Okay, as always, we'll set up the basic way. I do think I want to make one change here, which is, no, this is right. I want signals here. So as always, we will quickly just do our regular setup here. We're going to do world. Oh, wait, that's not right. Rename this world. Save that in scenes and save that in world. Good. Then we're going to need to have a player. Rename that to player. Save that off as player. And we do probably want to top down a floating player here. What happens if I attach that script to a floating player? Okay, it doesn't work. In that case, we'll just keep it grounded for now because I don't want to have to deal with any extra coding that I don't really need to do. We're going to do a sprite, and we'll do a collision shape. Give it the good old sprite there, and give our character body circle shape. There we go. And let's give it we'll just give it a camera for now. So let's move our player here. Make the player a little smaller. Seems a little big. And collision shape, make it a little smaller. There we go. That seems about right. Good. And then let's add a static body 2D. So this will be our floor. Let's save that off as floor. And give it a world boundary shape. And bring our floor down. Okay, so now we won't fall below that. And then let's just give ourselves a background so we can see. We'll give ourselves a texture rect. Let's call this the background. Fix that later. Let's go get a nice background here for game 2D. Sure. Looks good to me. Download that. Work. Nope, that's annoying. Get out of here. This one. This is the same website. It is. Okay, so we don't want Adobe. Let's go back here. Prefix. There we go. It looks like it's going to work. Cool. So again, to import, super easy. Just go to your downloads, and we can. Oh, we gotta unzip that. It looks like it's right there. Boop. Drag that in. Assets. Rename this to background. Give it a lowercase background. Rename. Texture. I should probably just save this as like a basic scene so I don't have to rig and make this every time I do something cool. That's huge. We're gonna ignore size. There we go. And then where's our floor? There it is. That's all right. This in the back. Boop. And if we play, we should be able to. There we go. Cool. All right, nice. So we can now kind of see ourselves a little bit. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to have an object that we can pick up. So let's do that. To do this, we're going to start a new folder called items. And we're going to create a, how do you do this again? Is it a resource? No, we're going to create a script. Resource. We're going to call this item. No, that's not how you do it. It is a.
He didn't bring his water bottle.
I know. I bought him a water bottle. I bought him a water. Yeah. Scenes. Oh, that's how you do it. It insert in here. It's resource node.
I'm gonna stay on the
This is not how you do this. We want it to inherit. Okay, that's what we want. I think this is going to work. Class, name, item. Okay, so items are going to have particular things. So at export var item name. At export var item texture. Leave that blank for now. And Okay. And then let's actually go and make a new item. So call it rock. And we're going to make a new resource. There we go. Okay, so we've got the rock. And we need a texture for that. So for now, we'll just give it this one. Okay, and then we need to make something that inherits this. So we need to make our
Yeah. Okay.
let's call this item. Item stats. It's probably better. Item stats. This is always dangerous to do. Item stats. Rename this to item stats. See,
Did George take a nap earlier?
he did not take a nap earlier. Item stats. Rock. We've got our rock, and yeah, we'll give it the good old icon for now. Okay, and then we want our base item. Item stats base. We're gonna call it item stats resource. Rename resource. Pop these in here. And then let's do item template. Okay, so we're going to start a new scene. It's going to be an area 2D, I believe, is the best way to do it here. Area 2D. And we're going to call this item. Okay, so we've got our item here. Our item is going to have a collision shape. The shape is going to be a circle shape. And it's also going to have a sprite. Okay, let's give it a script. Okay, and then this is going to be a class name item. And then it's going to export var we'll just call it stats. Yeah, stats, and it's going to take in a item stats. Good. So it's going to take in the item stats here. When we create this thing, func ready, we do setup from stats, func setup from stats, and we need to change this. Yeah, here we go. So let's bring that in. We got our sprite there and our collision shape here. Oh, I always run into this issue, which is how do you make this? No, this should work. This should work because I'm doing this. Oh no, the collision shape needs to go. I remember this. The collision shape needs to go. We're gonna need to make a collision shape on the fly here. We're also gonna need then our. We'll set up our base size is equal to 10. Let's do 50. All right, set up from stats. Sprite 2D dot texture is equal to stats dot item texture. Okay, that seems good. And collision, we're going to also need to set up collision shape. Create collision shape. You have to, there's a way to do this, which is not annoying, but this is, if you don't do this, you change collision shapes, you run into trouble with all your things. So we're going to do var new collision shape as a collision shape. Oh, where'd it go? Is equal to collision shape dot new. Okay, and then new collision shape dot. Why does a little space here? We're going to do add child, new collision shape, and then new collision shape dot shape is equal to circle shape dot new.
No, I'm not going. I'm not going. Daddy going. I'm not going. I say, lie down. Daddy go. Okay.
Shape. Is equal to circle shape dot new. And then we'll say new collision shape. All right, we'll do circle shape dot radius is equal to base collision size. We can change that later, which is nice. And then we can do new collision shape dot shape is equal to circle shape. Boom, and then we can add it. All right, neat. This is an annoying thing that you have to do, but it's important to do so that you don't, you need to create a new one that's not on this particular item property. Otherwise, when you change them, you'll change all of them, which is a problem that I've run into many times. There's probably an easier way to change it, but this is how I get around this. So right now what we do when we make this object is we set up from the stats. Right now the only setup to do is to give it the particular texture and then also to give it a shape, which we're going to use later for picking things up. This item also is going to need a name. Var my name as a string is equal to pronounce nothing, and then we'll say that my name is equal to stats dot item name. Okay, cool. Okay, and that should pretty much work. Now, if we click on this, what we'll do in signals is that when the mouse enters, we'll do this for now, it's easier. Connect, we are going to print our stats. So we're going to print my name is, and then we're going to give my name and print. Yeah, so we'll just see if that works. Let's go back into the world here. And let's bring in a item. Okay, so for our item, we need to give it the actual stats of rock. And then we have our item here. Right now it's going to float, it doesn't have gravity. But if we did this right, then when we play the game, we should see another, oh, there we go. Texture, with type, compressed texture. Sprite 2D is null. Let's go back to item. Did I not give the rock? Why is Sprite 2D null? Let's see the remote here. So we have the item. So it's missing. Interesting. The sprite's right. Well, maybe let's delete this and try it again. So sprite 2D. Get rid of this. Bring this in. Sprite2D.texture is equal to stats.itemTexture. And if we can bring this here, then we should be able to. Interesting. Isn't it the same thing? Let's run the game. Okay, sprite. Oh, did I? I know what I did. I didn't instantiate child scene I added. Okay. There we go. That was it. Maybe not. It's annoying when you get stuck on something. Oh, it has it now, but stats is null. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, when you do things, we have to give it stats again. And then, there we go. Now it'll work. Ta-da! And then when we mouse over, yes, my name is Rock. Perfect. Okay, so that's working. Yay. Okay, so we've now done the first part, which is that now we can create any item we want, and it will be able to pull from the item class and do things that items do. That's great. Now we need to be able to pick up this particular thing. So let's work on that. So let's go back to the item class here. And on mouse entered, let's look at our signals. So let's go back to the item. Let's look at our signals. Let's assume that in order to pick something up, the player has to enter the space and hit the enter key. Okay, so that's how we're going to do this. So we're going to do it like this. Func pickup. and we're going to say print, you can pick me up. Okay, and let's go back to our player here. We're also going to have a variable var pick pickup available is equal to false as a bool is equal to false. So for now, we'll say that this is. We're going to then have a custom function, func turn pick up on, and then func. So this one's going to be pickup available is equal to true, and then func turn pickup off. Pickup available is equal to false. Okay, so now when we when our player signal body entered, so we want. We'll do it on the item itself. Body entered, connect. So on body entered, let's go back to our player and give it a class name player. Name is player. So if body dot is if I'll do this way, if not body is player, return. So if the body is not the player, then we don't care about it entering. But if it is, then we will emit, then we will do turn pickup on. So if the body enters this, then we will turn pickup on. Let's run a process function here. This is not maybe this way, but it'll work. Func process if not pickup available is equal to true. Actually, we'll just switch that. If pickup available is equal to false, return. If input event dot input dot action just pressed is UI accept, then we will do the pickup. Okay, so let's see if this works, and then we'll also turn pickup. We'll have a way of turning pickup off. Func. So on body shape, on body exited, connect. If not body is player, turn pickup off. Okay, cool. So this should work. And let's just quickly also do a print function. Print turning pickup off, and print turning pickup on. And then we'll do print pickup is now off, and print pickup is now on. Okay, and let's put this in a very, it's obviously in the right place, and run it. Okay, pickup is now on. And then we hit the enter button. Yes, you can pick me up. Cool. So our pickup, everything is now working. When we leave, yeah, pickup is now off. So now if I hit enter, nothing happens. Pickup is on, we can pick it up, and we leave. Okay, so now let's actually do that. So our player is going to need something called an inventory. So we're going to need to create an inventory for our player. Our inventory is going to be a class, and it's basically just going to be a list of items that we've picked up and we can do things with. So we are going to make a child node, which is going to be just a node, and we're going to name this inventory. And then we're going to go save this as inventory. Actually, maybe this should be in like a customs. No, we're going to do this. Inventory. Save that there. Okay. So our inventory is going to pretty much just be a class name for now. It's going to eventually get more custom functions. Class name inventory. And we are going to add our items directly to the children of the inventory. So we're not going to create an array. We're just going to directly add them here. Okay, and then let's bring this in. So we've got our inventory here. All right, so when we pick something up, we are going to emit the signal that we want to add this particular item to an inventory. If that correctly adds to the inventory, we will then delete that object from the physical play space. So in order to do this, as always, we are going to need to create my favorite thing ever, which is the autoload scripts. And then we are going to make our good old friend, the signal manager. The signal manager. Okay. And we are going to give that a script. And our first signal is going to be pickup item. Pickup item to inventory. And so it's going to have two things it takes in. It's going to do item to pickup. This is going to be an item. Now this is important because we actually have to pass the item itself. No, we'll do an item. Wait, is this not capitalized item? Did I not do that? Class, aha, that's bad. There we go. That was close. Okay, so the item to pick up, and then we also are going to pass in the inventory to add. And then we're going to pass in the inventory. Okay. So when our item is picked up, we are going to request I think we should probably request a pickup first. So let's do signal request pickup. And then we will pass in the inventory to add. No way! Hello, guys. You guys are watching this one now. So again, right now we're doing an inventory system. So I'm trying to think about how to make this one work here. Inventory. So our inventory is I assume in the future are going to have things like maximum sizes. So we're going to do func. We're going to do a variable can has space. Bool is equal to true. Func. And then we're also going to do func ready. Signal. Oh, I didn't add my signal manager yet. Going to the project settings, globals, boop, 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 boop. Signal manager, add that. Okay, so we got our signal manager now. Okay, so we got signal manager dot request. I gotta fix my inventory first. And then func ready signal manager dot request pickup dot connect on request pickup func on request pickup. So we're going to pass in inventory to add, which is an inventory. If not inventory to add is equal to self return. Okay, so basically, resolve manager. It's a recursive problem here. That. Could not parse global class inventory from scenes of inventory. Let's quickly just see if we can. Should be fine now. Yeah. Okay. And boop. All right. So what we're going to do is when we request pickup, we're just going to make sure that we're able to do this. Because again, maybe in the future, we won't be able to do it for various reasons. So before we actually pick it up, we want to make sure we can pick it up. And then I'll do the var can pick up. So we're just going to assume this is true for now. If has space is spaghetti code is not better. Space is equal to false. Return. And if can pick up is equal to false. Return. Okay, and then we've got our good condition now. Then we will say yes, we can do this. I think our signal manager should also pass in the it's also going to do item requesting pickup as an item. Okay. So the inventory is then going to, so wait, we're doing this. We'll also do item pickup as an item requesting pickup dot, and then let's go back to our item. We are now going to do a new function called, yes, pickup. And then we will actually emit this signal, or we'll actually do this thing here, which is signal manager dot pickup item to inventory dot emit, and we are going to emit our self And we are going to emit pickup, and we're going to do inventory to move to. This is going to be an inventory. Then 2. Pick up item to move to is inventory. Oop, oop. Signal manager. Is item broken right now? It's just could not parse. Inventory is still broken. This one's okay now. Back here, it's okay. Try to move to. Expected closing. This again. So we're going to emit ourselves as a item, and we are going to emit inventory to move to. Expected closing after call arguments. We already have that though. Interesting. Not sure why I'm getting that error. Let's reload the game. Expected closing after call. We have it. Print doing the thing. Okay. Boop. And then doing the pickup thing. Okay, sounds good. 3:30. 3:30, yeah. Okay, so when the inventory gets through all this, it will then do item requesting pickup dot pickup, and then we are going to pass in the self, which is a inventory. Oh, can we not? Is that the problem? I was just spelling things wrong. It's probably not the problem. Okay. So let's see if this works. So basically what's going to happen is that when we run over it, we are going to, we need to start the pickup process. Where are we doing that? We do it here. Okay. Then we do signal manager. And then we'll also do var current body as a node to D is equal to null for now. And then we'll go here, body entered, current trying to pick up on. We're going to pass in the body here, actually. Body, and we're going to do current. If current body is equal to null, then we want to do current body is equal to body. Otherwise, if we turn this off, we also are going to remove current body. Current if current body is, if not current body is equal to null, then we want current body is equal to null. Okay. So when we do that, then on the process function, we will emit the we'll do send request for pickup. And then let's get a new function here. Send request for pickup. We've got emit signal manager dot request pickup dot we need to get our body here. Current var player is equal to current body. If current body is player, if not current body is player, then we have a problem. Print error, body is not player. That would be bad in this case. Otherwise, player is equal to var. So var player is equal to current body. And then we're going to do var inventory is, let's go here, groups. Add that to the group inventory item as an inventory is equal to player dot get children dot get does the player have, it does, it has inventory. Okay, cool. So we can just do that then. Okay, emit. And what are we emitting? We are emitting requesting pickup. It needs to do the inventory and the self. So player dot inventory as inventory and also self as an item. All right. And why are we getting this again? This is like the second time I've gotten this one, and I don't know why. Expected closing parentheses after call arguments. Does it not like me typing the self? Recursive problem again. Okay. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't let me type things. I guess you don't really need to type things here on the emits. Is probably why. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You don't really need to type your emits. You just need to type the pickups. As long as we know we're typing these things correctly, when we send them, it should be fine. Okay, so again, the logic here is when we run over the thing, it will, if this works the first time. So the ultimate thing we're looking for is this, doing the pickup thing. If we get this, we win. Okay, cool. Doing the pickup thing happened. So that means we got all the way through all of our checks and everything worked out nicely. So now we need to actually do it. So let's see if I can turn that off again. We don't need to, what we found out is we don't need to type these. Okay, so now we are actually emitting the pickup. We're also going to make another thing called func pickup completed, pickup complete. And then once this is done, we will queue free this item. This is probably the best way to do it. So yeah, once that's done, okay, so now we actually have another one, which is signal manager dot pickup item to inventory dot connect, and then we're gonna make on pickup I'll do on add to inventory. And func. Did I do on add to inventory? On add to inventory. Okay, again, what do we have here? We have the item and the inventory. Item to add, it's an item. And then we have inventory to add to inventory. If not inventory to add to self turn. I gotta spell NVEN. There we go. So basically, if this thing is, again, assuming that there might be more than one inventory in the game, we want to make sure we're not adding to other inventories. It must be the inventory that's requesting this. Then we are going to actually add add child item to add dot that item to add dot var new item okay. So the item is going to get added. It is a node 2D. We are going to reparent it. Actually, I think we just reparent it. Item to add dot reparent to self. Okay. All right. And that should work, I think. Then we don't need to destroy it. Pickup complete. We're just going to pass. And then we'll also just type in, we'll also do item, let's add dot pickup complete. We'll just pass that for now. And let's run that. So now it should disappear when we do this. Oh, it did not disappear. If we do remote, though, the inventory of the player should have the item. It does. Cool. Okay, so the inventory now owns the item, but that did not remove it from the game. So we need to remove it from the game. Which means I wonder if items should not be area 2Ds, but they should be node 2Ds. This is an interesting one. So once I reparent it to the inventory, obviously I want it to not exist in the physical play space anymore. It needs to be gone, but I don't want to lose. I guess what I really want is the stats. So right now the physical item is still existing. It's now a child of the inventory, which is what I wanted. And I want it to be there. What I really want now is we could just delete it though and add this stats to the inventory instead, which might just be lighter. Let's do that. Let's try that. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it like this. Var new item, which is an item. Oh, I did lowercase item stats too. Oh no. Fix that. And then we got to go fix our. New item is item stats is equal to item Am I in the wrong place? I am in the wrong place. We want to go back to the inventory. Could not resolve external pickup item to inventory. Let's restart the game. Oh, it's still running the game, that's why. Okay. Yeah, I think we got rid of the error there by restarting the game. Okay, so again, the inventory. Yeah, what we're going to do is when we add it to the inventory, we're not going to reparent the item because we don't want the item to exist anymore. We are going to make a new thing and add it to our inventory. So we're going to do item to add var new item in inventory as an item stats. Yeah, I think this is correct. Is equal to item to add dot stats. Yeah. And then new item in inventory dot, no, we want to add child. add child dot new item in inventory. Not argument for add child. Function should be node, but is item stats. I see. I can't add it because it's a resource. Oh. Okay. I think the key then is that the item should be a node, not an area 2D. So let's fix that. Change type, it's gonna be a node. Just a node, just a node or node 2D? Well, it'd be a node 2D. Node 2D, and it's gonna also have a add child node. It's gonna have an area 2D. I just broke all of our connections, but that's okay. And then our area 2D is gonna have a collision shape. No, it's not gonna have a collision shape. But yes, pain through suffering. That's how it goes. But we're getting there. Okay, let's bring this in here. We gotta fix all of our new collision shape, circle shape. Then we gotta do it here. Area 2D dot add child new collision shape. Okay, that should fix that one. All right, and then we need to set up our signals again. So on body entered, connect that. You should reset the no. On body entered. Okay. Yep, and then on body exited, pick. Okay, I think that fixed that. Okay, now the nice thing is that we can remove everything except just the item, which is what we really want. So that's good. We can basically turn off the area. We might need to actually create new areas every time we create. Maybe we should do that. That sounds complicated. All right, so once the pickup is done, okay, where does the item go? It's because it's a node 2D, it has to go somewhere. Where does the item actually go when it gets picked up? If I'm gonna make it a node 2D, it has to actually go somewhere. Okay, I gotta think about this. This is a really fun one to figure out. I have to go pick up my daughter, so I will be back at another time to finish this beautiful thing that we're doing. Goodbye.